Essential 2C says that I can describe a sequence of transformations that will carry a figure onto another figure. So in this example, we are asked to describe a sequence of transformations that will carry triangle LGQ onto triangle L double prime, G double prime, Q double prime. And then we will write the sequence in function notation. So above, there are two helpful hints that we can use when we get stuck or maybe don't know where to start with a question like this. So the first helpful tip is to use a translation to map a pre-image point onto its corresponding image point. Second, to then look at the orientation of the figure. And you can ask yourself, will you need to reflect or possibly rotate? So let's start this example. So using the first tip, I'm going to move vertex L so that it is on top of vertex L double prime. So to do that, I would shift to the left 3 units and up 1 unit. So that's also going to move every point that same distance. So first, translate triangle LGQ left 3 units and up 1 unit. So now that puts our figure 1, 2, 3. Here. So now the second tip says to look at the orientation of our two figures. So if you notice, the pre-image, its order, if I go clockwise, is LGQ. However, if I look at the image, starting at L double prime, it's now LQG. So the order is different, which tells me that the orientation is no longer the same. So I know a reflection has to occur. So if I notice that I could flip over this vertical line, which happens to be the line x equals -2. So after we translate triangle LGQ left 3 units and up 4 units, I'm going to then reflect in the line x equals -2. So this isn't the only possible answer, however, one that would carry triangle LGQ onto triangle L double prime, G double prime, Q double prime. So now that we've described our sequence, we're now going to take this description and translate it into function notation. So remembering function notation, order is very important. So I'm going to write myself this note. So when a composite transformation is written in function notation, I read from the right to the left. So that means that this would be my first transformation, followed by the one on the far left. So we said above that we were going to first translate triangle LGQ left 3 units and up 1 unit. So that would be a capital T. And then I'm going to use a vector to describe the distance and direction. So -3, 1. We then said to map triangle LGQ onto triangle L double prime, G double prime, Q double prime, that we would have to reflect. So that's a capital R. And then my subscript needs to be my line of reflection. So x equals -2. So in this order, I would read from the right to the left. So I'm going to translate triangle LGQ, left 3, up 1, and then reflect in the line x equals -2.